Well, hey folks, this is Seven here. Welcome to the channel and welcome back to Farm Sim 25. We're here on Riverbend, and this is our load of wheat that we got off the two fields. Not too bad, 23,000 liters. I have no idea where to put it. I don't. Is that our... Oh. Sorry about that. Meant to press the shift so I could run. Whee! And accidentally pressed the wrong key, and we can see what happened. Yeah, that definitely ain't... Why would they have measurements on the outside of something that's not... Oh, there is a sight glass on it. Oh, so this must be for liquid fertilizers. It is liquid fertilizer tank. And it doesn't help. Yeah, you don't look like a grain silo either. Who are you? You are... This silo is empty. Used capacity, total capacity. Yeah. Well, we've got this. Let's see what this says. Huh? Oh, I see what we've done. We picked that up because we've got it too close. Yeah, oh, for heaven's sakes. Why do I need an engine? The thing's on wheels and it's got handles, so I should be able to push it wherever I please. Although I gotta admit, I certainly look like I'm putting an effort into it. Does I look like the farmer from that Farmer's Life thing? The drunk dude that loved his pig, or whatever the heck was going... I don't know. That entire game was a little bit strange. I'm pretty sure there was more between that farmer and his pig than is safe to show on YouTube, but... Alright, now... we should be able to, with that... Ah, here we go. Seeds... Mineral feed. Okay. So that's seeds and mineral feed. I'm still no further ahead. I got rid of one of our garages, and I put in a sheeps and goatsen. So we'll have a chance for woolly milk. No, there's nothing siloable there. One must be concerned. Now, there's nothing further on down there. No, that's just the chicken pen and the cows. Now, we don't have any sheep yet. We don't have any goats yet. But, that'll change. Now, this is the mini biogas. Well, it's not too mini, actually. It's quite humongous. And I don't... Well, there are silos here, aren't there? Okay, that's a grain silo, isn't it? Yeah. This is just a straight up... Must be, it's got a dryer on it and stuff, so yeah. Okay. So it's over the meadow and through the fields. And right past Grandma's place and up to the biogas. So there we go. There we go. It's a long way. Meh. Do 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 do. Oh, well, good thing I left it running. Oh, boy. So, let's see. Oh, okay. I've got the rant of the day. Whatever happened to... Not the term, but whatever happened to what lies beneath the term false advertising? because I go for walks early in the morning, i.e. when it's still pitch dark, and this time of the year, the evening walk, it's pitch dark as well, I require a flashlight, if for no other reason that for some reason people with their headlights that are 10 times brighter than they were 5 years ago insist they can't see anything unless you're lit up like the freaking Christmas tree. So, oh no, you need to be wearing a reflective vest and carrying a flashlight. At any rate, I like to look after myself, so I make sure I carry a good flashlight. Up to this point, I've been using what is essentially one of the two headlights, quote unquote, for my electric scooter. It's basically a set of two flashlights on special mounts, right? But they work very well to do what they're supposed to do. I haven't figured out yet where I want to park my trailers. Yeah, probably not here at all. Well, that's a good spot. That's a good spot. I don't think... I can't see the edge of the building. Am I close? I think I'm close. Wow. Maybe not quite as close as I'd like to be, but not bad. How's that? Yeah, I think I want to be a little closer than that. There we go. Okay. But, long story short, I don't want to end up basically using up the life for the battery, rechargeable battery life, on what I'm going to be relying on, if I want to go for an evening scoot. What I'm basically relying on is my light source while I'm out there. So I'm market to buy an actual, flashlight. And I went on to... I've looked at our local Canadian Tire and stuff, so I have an idea of what's available. What's there, there's some decent stuff there, for sure. But there's really, in all honesty, not much of a selection. And when you look at things closely, you realize, okay, I think what I'm actually looking at here is only 2 different products in 6 different fancy dresses, right? And for the most part, that pretty much is the size of it. So I thought, well, for the heck of it, I'll see what Mr. Bezos' enterprise might have for, up for grabs. And therein lies the problem. It is a wall of lies, basically, from one end to the other. I mean, claims of just... other than a few, and oddly enough, some of the much more expensive flashlights, like O-Light, I guess it would be, or U-Light, whatever you want to put onto it, claim actually believable lumen outputs, and they're what you'd expect. They're down, 1400, a big one at 2000 type of thing. Yet you look, and here's all these little tiny, flashlights running 18650 cells. If some of them are running freaking AAA batteries, I kid you not. 3 of them, mind you, so that they look like they'd hold an 18650. And, 200,000 lumens, 400,000 lumens, 900,000 lumens, 1,000,000, and yet, if you actually look into things, the most powerful flashlights in the world, which are also not a million lumens. They require multiple cells for energy. They require, massive chunks of aluminum heat sinks to stop them from basically bursting into flames, And those heat sinks, well, you need fans to actually actively cool them, because passive cooling is not enough. So here you've got this little thing as big around as your thumb and about, 6 inches long. And, oh yeah, it's a million lumens. So there's no, you know what I mean? You're allowed to basically say whatever you want. And why is that? That is blatantly, absolutely, unquestionably, just plain lying to sell a product. Right? And I'm not talking about things worth hundreds of dollars. I'm talking about you lie through your teeth to sell a $9 flashlight. Oh yeah, it's $9 and it's got, 200,000 lumens. Well, see, here's the thing. The people that aren't actually, I don't know, made of wax and have stones for brains, they realize that it's not a matter of technology. It's not a matter of the physical assembly of a thing. Those will go only so far. They do help improve the final output of a device, but they don't help it exceed reasonably set limits. And there's where you run into your problem. The limits, in this case, like so many others, is physics. And there are certain laws, like you can't produce that much light outputting that much power. You know what I mean? It takes a certain amount, of watts to produce a certain amount of lumens. LEDs are better at it than incandescents. Granted, there's the technology, but it's not like you can develop an LED that suddenly produces a million lumens off of 1.5 volts, at 12 watts. Not that any of them are putting out 12 watts, don't get me wrong. But it's a physical impossibility. It's like space heaters, where they'll tell you, oh yeah, this $20 space heater, it only draws 900 watts, but it will heat a 600 square foot room. Well, that stuff is governed by physics as well. You know what I mean? It requires a certain amount of power to produce a certain amount of heat, right? Again, technology will help. Going to ceramic plates as opposed to old tungsten wire, that certainly boosted it. You got a much better watt to performance. But, again, you run into that same limitation, which is physics. And there's a very well-defined mathematical formula as to how much power it produces, how much heat through what type of element, right? So if it produces 900 watts, it's putting out the same amount of heat to the same square footage as every other 900 watt heater on the shelf. Right. So yeah, I just, I don't understand why it is we've decided that it's okay for your company to lie to its prospective clients for the sake of making $1. If companies were held accountable, they might actually have to have some form of competition to sell their product, as opposed to just, I can say it's this good and put less of a price tag on it than one that actually is that good, and that's fine. Nobody will say anything. What a dumb way to run a world. It just is. But anyway, so there you go. That's kind of my rant of the day. I wish that you could actually look at something, read the specs, and trust that those are the specs. It's so bad on some of them, they can't even remember how big the lie is. So the title will contain 50,000 lumens. And then down in the description it'll say 75,000 lumens. And then down where it says, you know, parts included, one flashlight, 40,000 lumen, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? It's like, did you even proofread this? And I'm not talking about it being a poor translation. I'm talking about the fact that surely, you know, in any language, if you see 50,000 and then the next time you see 40,000 and the same word before it and after it, you have to kind of question which one's which. I don't know, man. I don't know. You know? They might as well just have a picture of each of the three basic types and then a list of prices down below. How much would you like to pay for this? $9.99, $19.99, $49.99, $69.99. You know? Oh man, it's just goofy. And like I say, the really expensive ones, the ones that have a reputation and need to uphold it, their numbers are so ridiculously low that the average person would look at it and go, why would I pay $60 for 2,000 lumens when I can pay $12 for 20,000? So yeah, I guess it works. Which is so sad. Well, long story short, yeah, I haven't bought a new flashlight. I can't say as we're getting like an impressive amount of bales, are we? These aren't tiny fields. And we are, yeah, 125 centimeters, so it's not like I cranked the bale size up. I didn't. Probably should have. But I didn't. Don't do it. Don't do it. No, 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 no. There you go. Yeah, that could have gone a long way. A good thing we own the next field over. So we still could have recovered it, I guess. Oops. Well, I think I went the wrong way. I remember back, I think it was FS15, might have been 17, but I think it was way back in 15. Round bales? Oh man, they were a menace. I can remember doing some and then looking behind after having dropped 4 or 5 of them and not seeing them. So I go into this view where I can have a good look around, and there they are. One of them was still on the road, the other 3 had already crossed the road that was, you know, way down the bottom of the field, and were continuing on their merry little way. So, yeah. And then they reached a point where they didn't move at all, which I think in 22 they didn't move very much at all either. But I think it was 19 where you dropped him and you could have kicked him with, you know, you could have had the Hulk come in and give him a kick and he would have broken his toe. Yeah, not impressive. I don't think we'll even fill our bale picker once. Look at that. Are you gonna stay? Kinda, maybe. No. You're picking up speed. Huh. Alright. It was. Between the time I looked at it and the time I jumped out of the tractor, it decided not a good idea. I like it here. Now, my good friend Sooty Farmer left me a comment that, because when I kind of did the little walkthrough on the farm, I came across the pallet fork. And I said, wow, that's a unnecessarily looking complicated thing. What the heck? Right? Well, as it turns out, and I didn't look at it very closely at the time, but I did go back and have a look at it now. And I will be selling it. I'm so glad you told me, Sooty. I would have gone to use it and realized I don't actually have a pallet fork for my front loader. It's for a 3-point hitch. That's why all the fancy stuff, it plugs into the hydraulics of your tractor and does all that to make it go up and down. So, yeah, good catch. Much appreciated. Seeing as our Artisan trailer doesn't really care which way the bales are aligned, we'll make it easy on ourselves. Although I suppose if they all rolled into roughly the same spot, that would be easy. You could just line the thing up and, whoa, what's going on here? Come on. I'd like you to get all of it if you could, you know? There you go. There we are. It's kind of funny, eh? Looks like it's leaving big depressions, but when you go down flat, you realize that the depressions aren't actually on the top layer. And you can sort of see that if you look at the wheel depressions in the row next to us. They look like they're underneath a sheet of glass with little gold flecks on it. Ah, crap, I did it again. But they're trying. And if you consider that when Agricultural Simulator, which did have full ground deformation, kind of mud runner style, but they paid for it with it being the most unstable, buggy, horrible mess. Pretty much every version for it. And as Farm Sim's only competitor at the time, rather unfortunate, because quite frankly, if UIG had gotten their you-know-what together, instead of what they... Okay, I'm not going to roll around here at 1 mile an hour because there's not enough to fill 1% of this thing. Had actually gotten it together and put the effort in, instead of the shallow pretending that they did do, as they did with all of their titles, unfortunately. It could well have pretty much taken over and ended Farm Sims like Giant's Reign on this particular genre quite easily. But no, they were a horrible, horrible game production company, unfortunately. I mean, they didn't make the games, they were just, you know, like Focus was to Giants. Right, just their publisher. But yeah, horrible publisher, killed more franchises than Atari. Sorry. Is it gonna stop? I think it will. Tired of chasing them. I did too, that should be enough. The last row. Indeed, moo. Yeah, I've been pretty chilly lately. Now, because of the amount of ice and stuff, you guys are lucky. I've got 2 rants today. How's that? Just surpassing myself in excellence here, I tell you what. But we don't get much snow here. You know, I know this is Canada, this is the Great White North and all of that, but see, we're the Great Green West. Yeah, not quite the same thing as the Great White North, you know. We're like its rich little stepchild. But we did get a pretty hefty little snowfall about a week ago. And then temperatures just went through the floor. Like they just plummeted. So it's not exactly melting away. In fact, if anything, it's, you know, just gotten worse. We had a couple of close melts, not from temperature, but because direct sunlight, and because the temperatures were so bloody awful, all it did was put a layer of frozen between everything that was already frozen, everything that was about to be frozen. So I'm going to say, because we don't get much snowfall, people are not in the habit of shoveling their sidewalks. So if, like myself, you rely on going for walks to get a lot of your exercise, well, it makes it almost not doable. So for the last week or so, I've just been getting my exercise on my recumbent stationary bike here in the house. I've been for a couple of walks to the corner store and stuff, which is still a fair ways off, but not the big ones. Well, someone posted on local social media that, you know, it would be nice if people would shovel their sidewalks. There's a lot of people out there who rely on walking from point A to point B, you know, and just leaving the sidewalks to, you know, become frozen death traps. You know, we don't live in flat country here. Pretty much everything, well, it's like standing here, right? We've got angles go that way, it's downhill that way, it's uphill over there, it's down, you know what I mean? Like seems no matter where you are, you're either going uphill or you're going downhill or you're on the side of a hill. So, yeah, walking is on icy surfaces is treacherous. And someone basically posted that, you know, I wish people would just, you know, to which an entire tirade of, you know, well, you know, you should watch out for yourself, you know, blah, blah, blah. If you know it's slippery, be more careful. But just, you know what I mean? Like such oh. Well, that's not good. Really? It's really gonna get caught on that little branch? Alright. More than one way to skin a cat. Oh, I see what it's doing. It's stuck on that bit of hedge. I thought it was stuck on the tree branch. There we go. Alright. And it became another one of these arguments filled with, you know, angst and vitriol. And for really no reason. You know, I mean, I grew up in Ottawa, Ontario. And Ontario is what other people think Canada is. It's a freaking frozen wasteland for 6-7 months of the year. And I mean, you know, by the end of the winter, you've got 14 feet of snow in your yard. Right? It's a serious thing. Well, everyone shovels everything. Driveways, sidewalks, you name it. Every time it snows, everybody got out and shoveled. And it used to be that way pretty much everywhere. You know. Oh good, there's hail. Well, guess what? I have destruction turned off, suckers. So, oh, that's all we got off this field? That's terrible, man. And eventually the admin closed the comments because it was turning into such a brouhaha of, you know. No, people insist on being bubble wrapped these days, blah, 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 right? You know. It's, in some cases, yeah, giving everybody a trophy because they showed up, that's bubble wrapping, you know. Getting out there and shoveling the ice off your sidewalk in front of your house, that's part of owning a house, in my humble opinion. But at any rate, the admin closed it down because it was getting, well, like I said, that's terrible. That's both fields. Wow. So, fast forward a couple of days, and some lady just posts that, you know, she'd pretty much same thing, off for a walk to the corner store. Slipped, hurt herself pretty good. I mean, not to the point of needing medical attention, but, you know, sore for the rest of the day. You know, and same thing, you know, it would be nice if, you know, she says, I remember when it was common courtesy that people would simply shovel their sidewalks. They wouldn't make a big fuss about it. They'd just, you know, spend that hour after it snowed going out and clearing the sidewalks. And right away again, people, oh, well, you know, we're all turning into a bunch of snowflakes. We want everything done for us. You know, just what the heck kind of stuff. So I posted in there, because I thought befitting her original post, that, you know, it used to be common courtesy. And I posted that, well, I think, Leah, what the problem is that common courtesy fell by the way shortly after common sense did. And judging by the responses in the other posts to the previous thread on this, it seems that common decency is the next for the grave. And I believe that, you know, I really do. Because I see it so often. You know what I mean? You know, it's the same thing, people complaining about people on bicycles in this town, you know, or complaining because someone goes, you know, the school zone in such and such a place. I really wish you people would slow down when you go through there, right? And people arguing, you know, even though it's a law that you have to slow down in a school zone, people will argue, you know what I mean? And I got banned from one of the sites where they posted that because I put, you know, what sort of a person considers themselves so important that the 10 seconds they're going to save speeding through a half-block long school zone is worth the life of any child they hit, you know, or any pet even that they hit. You know, people like that, they're not worth the life of a bug they'd run over doing that, leave alone anything else, you know. And For some reason, the admin thought that was a little over the top and banned me from the site, but oh well. You know, I still think it's a valid point. You know, how do you really have to feel about the world to think, like I said, school zones are, you know, maybe a block long if it's a really big one. You know, so how much time are you really going to save doing 60 through a 30K zone? For the space of a block or less. You know, yet the reason it's there is to save children's lives? Yeah, I don't know. But there you are. Many rants today. Come on, it's my platform. I get to do what I want. We actually have a fair bit of tree here, don't we? You know? I'm just looking around now and I realize, yeah, we've got... Will you stop hailing? We have a fair bit of tree going on. There's our straw bales, neatly tucked against the far wall in a tiny stack. Look at that, eh? Even our line spreader comes just absolutely shiny. Look at that thing. I didn't even know they painted the insides of them white. What am I looking at now? Oh, that's that thing. Oh. What is all this strange writing? Alright, what I want to know is... what is the scoop with our other fields? Oh, the reason that we started the game with like $1 million. The reason we only have 340,000. Sugar beets growing. Okay. I don't know what the heck we're gonna do with those. My best bet is plow them. It's because I bought this. Isn't it nice? It's a cornfield. It's a huge freaking cornfield. Yeah, this is why I don't like hedges. See, that's where I want to go, is right there. Thank you. Thank you very much. Indeed, green beans. Alright. Well, it needs lime and needs plowing. There's not much we can do about that at the moment. Yeah. Alright. And let's do the same here, shall we? There we are. Oops. Okay. Now we have a way to get into those fields without driving all the way to Toronto. Sorry, Canadian joke. Yeah, we've actually got a reasonable amount of treeage, and some of it's actually pretty decent sellable wood. That's a nice thing. Wood is always been an important part of making a buck. Alright, so we need plowed. I think that's something we'll do. Well, I say that's something we'll do, but of course what I really mean is that's something the hired worker will do. Yeah, same thing. I don't love hedges, but I mean, at least Cavalier Roy was nice enough to make them so easily removable. Although I'm kind of thinking this set could use another one gone, just because it's such a tight space to turn in and out of. But you know, maybe. Oh, there it is. There we go. Yeah, that's better. Now I can actually turn. Okay. I'm not going to go around and destroy all the hedges. That's not at all my intent. So, let's, oh, have a little look here. Alright, so food. It looks like we're reasonably okay. Could use a little more straw. Luckily, we just made some. We got a little bit of milk going on. We got a little bit of slurry. Their meadow is still providing well. Nice. Well, chickens are down. Down a bit. We'll have a look and see what their story is. Yeah, I don't think that 35 chickens are gonna go through that much food that fast. Boy, oh boy. Alright. So I imagine the other cow pen must be in about the same condition. Alrighty. Let's grab a poo. Almost drove right by it. Which I'm sure wouldn't have been a shock to anyone. Least of all me. Oh, man. Almost need a front weight on this when that plow's on there. She gets a little bit loosey-goosey in the front end. Alright. Now, I don't think I particularly want to do this job myself, so... Rah-rah, sis boom bah, call on the hired worker. We'll line this up absolutely perfectly. And then this fella, who frankly doesn't have a brain in his head, will come along and tell us, nope, nope, it's not quite right. Oh, right, never mind. They don't do headlands first anymore. That's right. That's fine. Carry on. After all, you're in charge. He's not. So, we haven't even driven this thing yet. Oh my god, it's just about broken. For heaven's sakes, man. I'm thinking when we bought the farm, they should have given us a better discount on the equipment. So, are you guys in about the same condition? You might be younger. Yeah, they've got food and all of the happy joys they need. Alright, now... No, actually I don't want to shed these. God. I'm sorry, but this is rather unusual weather for August. Actually, let's we'll go here, Okay, it's not that. The heck is that? Oh, that's our baler, is it? Free flow, no. That looks like no. Nardi? No, no. There it is. We're gonna sell that thing. Yes. Okay. I mean, we will need one, obviously. We're gonna need a pallet fork. I got 3 pallets of eggs sitting up there waiting to get forked as we speak. But I didn't seem too happy when I dropped it off. I thought, oh, bloody get happy. Alright. Our next order of business, because this is just the perfect day for it, is... there it is. I would actually like to be using the other tractor, but I think it's fine. I believe. Let's it's worth checking actually. So it is. Where are we here? Fent 516 Vario, 171 horse. Okay. If we go to... where is it? Ah, here we are. $70, 160, so... ooh. That's gonna be pretty close. We're kind of right... in fact, I don't know that legitimately we should be able to run both of these. Because I have a feeling the horsepower is a combined. Like, it's not just meet the biggest one. I think you need to have 70 plus 160 worth. Which means we don't. Okay. Now, where, oh where is my meadow? It's way over here. So... okay. We need to go out the other side. Well, we'll see. I mean, if it does it, it does it. If we burn it out, well, I'm an idiot. Ah, it needs major whatchamacallit here? Maintenance. So... where is that? That's you, okay. I keep forgetting where the building is to do that. I think it's right through here. Yeah, it's that very end one over there. So let's quickly dive in there. Man, give me a break. This weather is absolutely horrible. Oh, missed my turn. Well, it's not terribly convenient when they put the sign thing right in the middle like that. How the heck are you supposed to actually operate it? Can I get to it? Oh, for God's sake, where is the stupid sign? Yeah, that's not very good. That should have gone way over at the end. $5,400 to repair the tractor. Okay. $82,000 if we want to paint it. Oh, hey, I have $82,000. Let's paint the tractor. You know, or buy an entire implement. Yeah. Alright, there we go. I'm not even gonna bother closing the door. For what they charge, they can hire someone to close the door. Alright, now I believe that our meadow, no, is it straight down or stop, tractor, damn it. No, it's not, it is that way, so I guess we could have gone. No, this is definitely the right way to go. Just curious. Look like potatoes. Cotton. Huh. I had no idea cotton had such big flowers. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, now let's see how awkward getting into our meadow is. Is this gonna be the road? I believe it is. And where's the opening? Up here. Okay. There we go. The meadow. Alright. You're just doing the headland, are you? I'd actually like to wait till it stopped, whatever this is that's falling on us, before I go and mow the grass. But I just want to see here if he's actually going to leave us this much of a mess around the edges. Okay. That's exactly what he's going to do. So, I'm going to give this a quick trimming. And I think we will call the episode here for today. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please don't forget to hit that like button. It helps out, according to YouTube anyway. And above all, take good care of each other, folks. Don't buy any fake flashlights. And ciao for now. I missed a spot.